I'm back, yeah, I'm back. Straight facts in my bag, straight facts. Came to bring the hits, nigga. Straight facts, straight. Tryna hit the Forbes list, nigga. Facts, straight. Yeah, I'm back, straight facts in my bag, straight facts. Came to bring the hits, nigga. Straight facts. Tryna hit the Forbes list, straight facts.
Welcome back to another episode of the Flagrant 2 with X and Lou. If you haven't done so already, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be tuned into our newest episodes. And this is going for 2 weeks. Blame me.
Gone for a minute, but we back now.
Blame circumstances, but we won't get into the circumstances, but yeah. Anyways, let's just dive right into it. Oh man.
Oh shit, did I do that by accident? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did. Are the surging Knicks better without Randall?
I'm saying though, come on, we see the way they playing. The way they playing.
It's crazy right now.
They absolutely obliterated Toronto.
They've been obliterating a couple of people. They left like 3 teams in a row on 70.
Like their defense is going crazy, and they would not have the same level of defense. We guess who on the floor?
Are you sure though?
Am I sure? I'm positive. This is a losing argument, even if you say, "Are you sure?"
So when he comes back, I mean, what really changes for them? Because eventually he's gonna come back. He'll be back.
He gotta. He's like one of their best, still one of their best players at the end of the day. So, but it's just, the thing about it, it's just like you need another scorer out there, someone who could truly put the ball in the basket. Yeah. And that's what Randall does. But the problem with it is just like Randall does it, but when he doesn't do it, there's nothing else that he does.
Yeah.
Where all the other guys out there that go ahead and they do their job. And they just go ahead and play cohesion basketball. They all meshing together. They switching everywhere. And just frustrating everybody. But at the end of the day, you do still need another creator out there. But at the end of the day, the Knicks are going to be one of those teams that you don't want to see in the playoffs. You don't.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
No matter how much faith as far as the media, none of them has faith in the Knicks winning a championship.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does. I think
I don't think anybody does. But nobody wants to see them at all because your chances of winning still goes down because you got the Knicks in front of you.
It's crazy because they're only like 3 games behind the Bucks right now, currently in the standings. So, I mean, it's realistic with 2-3 weeks left of basketball. It's realistic for them to get the 2 spot. It's realistic for them to be right behind the Celtics and kind of like, have their own path to their own destiny. Kind of like, because, realistically, you want the first to the second seed going forward. You don't want to be in the middle seeding because it's a lot of good teams in the middle seedings. And usually with the middle seedings, it's kind of like it's a coin toss. But with the top seedings, it's kind of like, your top build. These are the top 2 teams, and these are the teams we got to get past. And with the top 2 teams, you're going to be facing the lower seeded teams. So I mean, I think that realistically, if they keep playing the way that they're playing, and the Bucks keep playing the way that they're playing, they have a chance to overjump Milwaukee and take the second seed. And they got I think them and Cleveland, they're the 2 teams I feel like have the most chances of making real noise in the playoffs. I still don't think that they're championship caliber. I mean, any given day, man, it could happen.
No, I know what you mean. Like as far as like a team who you put them in front of them,
Yeah.
And it's just like, all right, cool, we could win this, but they could possibly really win this too. So we really got to go ahead and play our best ball against these guys.
Right. Right. And I think that I think Boston should be keeping a little eye over their shoulder, because Boston is as good as Boston is offensively, they get very stagnant. And you don't want to get stagnant on offense against a really good defensive team. And the Knicks are they're running on all cylinders. They're carrying this into the playoffs. So you figure they meet each other in the Eastern Conference Finals. That'd be a really tough matchup for Boston.
Yeah, I think it definitely would. And that goes into like we thinking about the flaws of teams, because Boston, that's one of their biggest flaws, is that they get stagnant. Jason, and it just flows on Jason Tatum, because if Jason Tatum's not playing well, which he has a consistent track record of doing that against certain teams and certain games, he just doesn't play well.
Yeah.
And it just falls on the back of the rest of the team, who shows that their weakness could be their offense at times. If their stuff ain't flowing and it just gets real stagnant, it's like you say, you go against the Knicks, you go against Cavaliers. These are teams that play great defense and compete on that end. Shoo, y'all in for a 7-game series. Win or lose, that next series is going to be harder because you went 7 games with this team.
And then what's scary going against Celtics, because I still feel Boston doesn't have a true shot creator. They don't have somebody that could go out there and create their own bucket when things get stagnant. I mean, this is literally the sample size that we've seen. They try to put the ball in Brown's hand. They try to put the ball in Tatum's hand. Look, the offense is stagnant. You need something over the hump. What happens? They blow 30-point leads. They blow 20-point leads. These are not the teams to do it against, because not only can the Cavs and the Knicks play really good defense, and their attention to detail has been sound thus far of what we've seen throughout the season, they have bucket getters. They have Brunson. They got the Cavs got 2. They got wow, I always forget his name. Mitchell and
Garland.
And then on the Knicks side,
Brunson.
Yeah, on the Knicks side, you got Brunson, and then on top of that, any given night, DiVincenzo. I always butcher his name, but I mean, any given night for that boy. I mean, that boy just had 11 straight threes, man. I mean, that boy was cooking. So I mean, and then you have a team where there's so much cohesion, so much togetherness with these two teams. These two teams, they play for each other on both ends of the court. And if you don't have that going forward in the playoffs, that's the difference between getting you over the hump and getting to the next round or losing. And I don't think that as much firepower and as much talent Boston has, that's going to be their Achilles heel.
Yeah,
they're gonna have to get over the hump against one of these two teams. It's gonna be tough. I'm excited. It's gonna be real excited basketball for the East.
Yeah, I could agree with that, and it's just up at the top, and it's also based on what Miami do. You know what I mean? They always interesting.
Yeah, Miami's still there too, and Miami probably one of the most technically sound defensive teams in the playoffs. So it's Boston gonna have they're gonna have their it's cut out for them. I just don't see Boston being, once that offense gets stagnant, what are they going to do? Because it's gonna happen. They're gonna hit a wall in the playoffs against one of these teams, and it's going to be either they finally able to get over that hump, figure it out, or they're going home.
And I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. I know we talked about the Knicks and we transitioned over to the Boston, mostly the Eastern Conference right now. Right. But let's just say we're in the Eastern Conference. The thing about it right now, when you look at it, they have to play like in the next round. I believe it's the Cavs or the Magics.
Yeah.
And the Magic, Magic's ain't no their defense hasn't been as crazy as it was at the start of the season.
It's
Let's
not,
put it
but
there.
their offense has
But
picked up.
their offense picked up, but their defense is still one of the most solid defenses out there.
I agree.
And they have so much people around who could frustrate all of their ball handlers.
Shout out to T-Tom. T-Tom said to answer the question on the screen, no.
Huh?
About Randall. I still think
yeah.
I still think that they are. I mean, you look at what they've been able to do this season without him. I mean, a lot of media have counted the Knicks out as soon as Randall went down.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of the media, honestly.
And it's like I could agree. I see what he's saying, because at the end of the day, it's like we just said at the beginning, they still need another creator, and that's what Randall brings. Right. And that's what gives him valuable minutes and time out there. Mm-hmm. But as a unit, as the chemistry, the way Tibbs wants the game to run, the way the game is played, they look better without Randall out there, because everybody plays their role and doesn't soak or do anything that's not like, you know what I mean? That's not conducive to the game. But as far as like getting over the hump and truly playing, because Brunson always going to give you buckets, but you still need somebody else who's really going to be that guy. And Julius Randle has times where he can be that guy. But then also, like we said, there's times where he doesn't bring you anything. And it's just like, yo, Randle, come on, bro.
Yeah, so, it's either he could give you.
They're not a better team without him.
Yeah,
they're
but
not
a
better team, but they
him.
play better without him. Like as far as like, you know, scheme goes and everything.
Yeah, I agree. I think that. I mean, like you were saying, I mean, there's times where he could give you a plate full of calories, and then there's a time where he could give you a plate full of empty calories. I mean, it's tough when you have somebody that's as talented as Randall, but you don't get it as consistently as you want it. Offensively and defensive efficiency was higher when he was here.
I ain't gonna lie. I gotta look
on that, but I don't think so. I think that they've been playing better defense with him off the floor.
Look, I could believe it at the end of the day, but when you look at the eye test on how they move out there, and it's based on whoever they play, we got to see who they played at the end of the day, because they might have had a little weaker schedule at time. I'm not 100% sure. But when you look at, and you watch them, I know you watch them, T-Time. So you know they're moving out there. They're moving out there, bro, together without him.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
Flows.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. But I think that, I mean, I don't always go off of metrics, because metrics is only gonna give you one thing. Sometimes you do have to go off the eye test. You have to go off of what you're seeing on the floor. And watching the next games, you see that the flow is a little bit more better. It's a little bit more cohesive. It's showing you that they found a way to play better with him off the court. Not to say that he's not better with them, just saying that they're playing really good basketball without him. They're playing that way because there are no other creators. No, they got Brunson. Brunson is a creator for them, or Brunson is their best creator. Even with Randall out there, he's their best creator. So I mean, we've seen it last year in the playoffs. We're seeing it now. Brunson has been their number one option when it comes to creating a shot for himself and for others. I think Randall kind of boxes himself in sometimes. He wants to create for others, but I don't think that he's as good as a passer as he thinks he is. He doesn't see the floor very well. Huh?
That boy ain't looking to pass. I don't even know why you said that out loud.
That too.
Let's not even lie to the public.
That too. But moving forward, let's talk about this trouble in LA for both teams. LA and the Lakers and the Clippers. Because the Clippers, it's like they play really good and then they don't. And majority of the time, I feel like they're playing down to their competition, or they show up for like 3 quarters and then don't show up for the fourth, or show up only for the fourth. So it's like there hasn't been as much consistency as there was prior to the
when they was on that run.
When they was on a run.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's absolutely facts, but you got to also think about it too. Like, we all downplay what Westbrook brings to that team. We understand during this little stretch, Westbrook's been out with a hand injury.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like him just being another creator off the bench and just bringing a little energy, or just, being that guy on the court helping out is what truly. Because it's certain times where go ahead, Westbrook leads in assists. It's not often, but it happens, and it's just like you need that sometimes. And during that run, they just wasn't looking good. Like, period.
Yeah,
let's just keep it a stack. They wasn't. Kawhi wasn't Kawhi, and Paul George. Sometimes he's there, sometimes he's there.
Yeah,
it's pretty ugly. But
yeah,
they got, and then like you said, it's them playing down, huh?
I think it's also coaching too, because Ty Lue, it just feels like Ty hasn't been active as of late when it comes to like getting guys in position to succeed. What's the best thing you could do when one of your premier guys go down that helps your offense out? You do something to get your offense into a better groove, whether it be taking a ball out of somebody else's hand and working it in that angle, whether it be drawing up plays to free guys open. I just feel like sometimes they go out there and it just looks like they're just balling, bro. Like, it's just all right, we just running around. Like, there's no method to the madness. It's just madness. I think the way that they're playing right now, they're one and done in the playoffs.
Yeah, we can see it the way they playing right now, one and done. Right? They could probably get around and call it a wrap, or they could even get kicked out the first round. But if they start playing and showing the way they was blowing earlier,
then it's a different story. But right now, the season ends today. They're playing the Pelicans. That Pelicans are taking them 7 games. Pelicans might take them 6 or 5 games. I think
we're saying that, but what about without Brandon Ingram? Like,
I still think that the Pelicans are playing better ball right now than the Clippers are. And if the season was to end today and they was to play each other tomorrow, starting the series, round 1, I would probably put my money on the Pelicans. They're playing better basketball.
I'm still putting on the Clippers. You know why? Because you got Kawhi, who's been there, done that, made it happen. Paul George, he done sank his ship where he was in the bubble. He learned his lesson in the playoffs, and even last playoffs, he was playing good.
Mm-hmm.
This is still experience at the end of the day. The Pelicans, they haven't been there like that. They haven't been that far. They still getting themselves together as a team, as a unit. This is one of the reasons why even when you look at OKC,
mm-hmm.
even though they're mature for some young people, they still don't have that true experience of being there. So it's like once a person, once you win a 7-game series, you got people keying in on certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? These older guys, they had been there and they had people key onto that. So they figured that out, what to do, what's the next move. These young people, they haven't been there. So once you start keying on things, it's just like, all right, they might melt. What are we going to do next game? So it's just that's the only reason I would sit here and say it sucks to go experience with how much I love the young, the young boys. I'll be sitting here, no Diddy, but the young boys, I'll be like, yo, they next up, and I just love to see them ball out there and turn up. But it's just like that experience at times, it does overweigh what goes on.
With the Mavs like a half game out, and the Mavs would have the 5 seed. Would your opinion change at that point, or would you still have the Clippers?
See, that's different.
That's what I'm saying.
That's different. That's a completely different story. I'm going with the Mavs on that one. I'm going with the Mavs. I don't care what anybody say, because Doncic been going crazy. Kyrie with the left hand hook shot.
Mhm.
Like he Kareem, you know. It's just like, yo, what the hell? Like,
You're right.
I'm
And the
going with the
Mavs are surging right
Mavs.
now.
They've been going crazy.
Yep. Yep. But on the flip side of that, across the hallway, the Lakers, it just feels like every given night there's somebody new that could step up. You had D'Lo sometimes, you have Austin Reeves, you have Braun, you have AD, but it's like also on any given night, they could lose to inferior competition. They could lose to the Rockets, they could lose to the Jazz, they could lose to the Grizzlies. Like it's tough when you have a talented roster that has aspirations of making it to the finals that
Yeah.
don't look like they're going to make it to the finals.
Yeah. We're gonna get because there's an elephant in the room about LA. And we're gonna say it. LeBron's the problem, okay? Nah, I'm
Mm.
just messing with y'all. But some people would say, LeBron
I ain't,
leave. You telling me,
I ain't gonna say it.
motherfucking Austin Reeves, D'Lo, and AD go crazy. 20 points down, and they go and get that W.
Yeah, that was
LeBron, you might
it was
be
a
the
good win.
problem. Nah. That
That was a
was a
good win.
fantastic win.
It was.
But it's just like you said. They have these stretches where these guys look fantastic. Like, yo, if y'all continue to play like this, we actually have a shot to do something great, something fantastic. The only problem is that these guys have shown you that they can't continue to play like this all the time.
Yeah.
They had so much stretches even before all the trade talks. You had Debo looking like CeeLo, you know what I mean? I don't know, but he wasn't looking right. Austin
Yeah.
Reeves at the start of the season, you were just saying here like, yo, where's the Austin Reeves that we was so,
Yeah.
where's
Yeah.
LeBron's white boy? You know, LeBron always got him a white boy. Where the fuck is his white boy in crime?
Yeah.
We was looking for him.
Yep.
And it's just like, and then AD, we all know AD, like this is a years at some
Yeah. I
point.
mean,
You
this
can
is like the healthiest
have
he's been.
yeah, you can have playing AD, and then
Yeah.
you can just have AD like, yo,
Yeah.
DA, like, oh, what you doing out there, man?
Yeah.
Play backwards, bro. I don't know. So it's just like LA is just a up and down team because that playing run, even though it was early, fresh legs, everything, LeBron could give him energy. You had the
Mm.
brow out there with the mean mug. Like, if you get that LA who just bullying people, you got a chance.
You get
But
the soft LA.
you get the soft LA,
One and done.
one and done. They out. They better hope they see a good team early so they could be like, yo, we lost because we had to see Jokic in the first round.
Facts.
And then they could be like, yeah, all right, cool. We don't even blame y'all. But if y'all
And
lose
that's
to anybody else in the first round,
and that's still a
it's like,
possibility for them to see Jokic
it's
in
a
the first
fact.
round.
That's a fact.
Because right now they're scheduled to be in the play-in. And they would probably play, let's see, was it 7, 8, 9, 10? So they will play the Warriors in the first round of the play-in. Then in the second game, they would play either the Suns or the Kings. So I mean, it's still a very possibility that they end up with the 8th seed and play the Nuggets.
Unless they mess around and take that 8th seed from the Kings, then they could go ahead and play the Timberwolves.
Yeah. Yeah, very true.
We ain't talking about Sacramento all year. Why? Because Sacramento has not. They lit the beam 42 times already, but they ain't been lighting the beam like last year, man.
They haven't. I mean, Sabonis has. I don't know about the rest of the team.
Sabonis has been playing, but
you know
like that early injury with De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, I think that kind of derailed them too because it's like De'Aaron makes your offense pop. He makes your offense go from jump as the starter.
And it's just
then
like
you relied on Sabonis a lot.
Yeah, and it's just like we were saying last year. They was like a product of health because they wasn't really injured all year from none of their main guys. Now this year we dealt with an injury from De'Aaron Fox. Now y'all looking like a playing team, and I know in the West it's just like, all right, cool. It's a tough West. It's a real tough West.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yo, you looking like one of the best. If you was in the East Coast, you definitely have been in the playoffs already. You got the same record as the Magic, who's the 5th.
Yeah,
You tell me
facts.
you running, you fighting for a playing spot. Come on.
Yeah, it's tough.
So
It's tough.
yeah, it's this playoffs is gonna be fantastic. I think it's shaping up to be.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice. I'm excited. Is Ant Edwards the new MJ/Kobe?
Look, I'm not gonna say Kobe because nobody gonna be Kobe.
Nobody gonna be
R.I.P. my boy.
Yeah,
And
nobody.
nobody gonna be
Nobody's
MJ,
gonna have
but
the
we
same
all gotta
mind
have
state.
shade. Yeah, that's the thing.
Nobody's
We
gonna have
all
the same mind state as Kobe. Kobe's mind
we
state
all
is different,
gonna we all gonna have the shades of everybody. You know what I mean? Like
but he
Ant
does
has
have
the
shades of
shades of
MJ.
MJ for
Yeah,
real, and
I,
we
I,
keep
I
it
do
a
see it.
stack. It's also too not just the shades of MJ, it's the shades of older players too. Just like he goes out there and he balls. Like, he still plays in the new
Yeah,
era, basketball,
but
but
it's the
he just goes out
physicality.
there and balls. Yeah,
Yeah,
he wants to boom on everybody. He's still gonna make the threes that they make in these day and age. He's still going. Did you see the little footwork he had on?
in the paint,
He
in the
hit him
paint,
with
or the block.
he hit him with like
Yeah,
the
bro.
3 spins in a row.
Yeah.
I was like,
First of
God
all,
damn.
I was waiting for them to call 3 seconds because he was in that paint a little bit too long. But the footwork was crazy.
It
It was
was
crazy.
crazy. And it was just like, yo, you still got shades of a mid-range assassin or killer who
Yeah,
could get shifty in this area.
who
So it's
could
just
step
like,
outside and still shoot? Yeah, it's crazy.
bro, he's a new age. This is what, like, we always sit there and look at players. Yo, what would MJ look like in this era? You were
And I think
kind of looking at
yeah,
what he
what
would
he
look
was.
like
Yeah,
developing in this era.
yep, I agree. I think that I don't think that any player coming into the league unless they have that because Kobe's mind his mind frame, the way that he worked everything, his hard work beating talent. He was already talented, and what they say without when talent beats hard work. No, hard work beats talent when talent isn't working hard.
Yeah.
That was Kobe. That was the definition of Kobe. And he was and he had the talent, which was the craziest part. He just worked crazy to I mean, who works their left hand to shoot jumpers thinking in their head like I might have to use it one day. There's nobody in the league that I can ever say that's doing that currently or back then. Kobe was just different with his mind state. So Jordan had a similar mind state to Kobe, but Jordan's was different. It was just I'm better than you, and I'm going to prove it every single night. Kobe was just more of I'm going to work harder than everybody, whether it be the towel boy or whether it be the GM, the owner. I'm going out here and I'm gonna work harder than everybody, and I got the talent to back it up. So it's different. I think that Ant is in that Jordan mold. I'm better than you. So I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna show you why I'm better than you, and I'm gonna make you look foolish while you try to guard me. That's Ant's mindset, and I think that that's an excellent mindset to have in the league. I don't think that there's any young players that is coming this hard. Like Ant is just going crazy right
Hey,
now.
yo.
Pause. No diddy.
Hey, yo. No diddy. Not the diddler.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, Ant is just he's taken his game and elevated it to a level right now where it's like, what other shooting guard in the league currently is going to, outplay him, outwork him, out hustle him on the floor, both ends, and he's doing it both ends. Did you see the steal?
Yeah.
He caught the steal at the top of the arc, passed it off, then he threw him an alley. I mean, it's just crazy. You could do it on both ends of the floor, and that's what makes you a really good talent. He's gonna be a new face of the league, bro. We keep talking about the changing of the guard. He's right there. He's in the mix.
Yeah, definitely, my boy. And
Or do the Warriors have a Draymond problem? Warriors currently have the last seed for the play-in at 10, and they are fighting for their spot because the surging Rockets, who have won 10 in a row, have the longest winning streak in the NBA right now. Currently, them young boys balling.
My
Warriors
boys
are trying to stave them off.
My boys. First of all, before we get started, I want to give a shout out to Jalen Green.
Jalen Green's been going.
You've been miscasted. You've been torn apart. The media has tore you a new one each and every day. And when we was talking about the draft, we was talking about the draft with Killian Hayes and Jalen Green. I was just like, yo, I like Jalen Green more for some reason. That's just, he speaks to me. Like, that's my guy. And a lot of my picks have been good.
Yeah. Scotty.
Jalen Green was one of my picks that were just looking bad. And I'm like, yo, Jalen, like, what are you doing? I see so much potential in you.
But I think it was just the system. Look what he's doing right now. Flourishing.
And that was he's finally showing. He getting that space and he's making it happen. So I'm proud of you, Jalen. You making me still look good. All right?
And shout out to Brooklyn, because Brooklyn could have had him. They was willing to trade. It was going to be a trade. And Houston.
Actually, shout out to Houston for saying no.
No, it was Brooklyn.
Nah, Brooklyn said no. Matter of fact,
Brooklyn. It was Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges. And they was going to send over Jalen Green and like 2 first-round picks. And Brooklyn said no.
Brooklyn.
So yeah,
saying no. Instead of getting a future star, you know what I mean? You just stuck with a high-class role player. But let's get back to what we was talking about. Draymond Green, Warriors problem. I ain't gonna lie. He's always been a problem. I called him Draymond the Destroyer for a reason. This has started from KD to Jordan Poole. And now Steph is so mad that Steph is out there frustrated and crying to his fucking self because he wants to punch him in the face so bad, but he knows that's not a part of his look. And Draymond is kind of a big dark-skinned dude, and Steph is light-skinned. You know how that goes. He'll probably get beat up. But you know what I mean? When you see Steph cry tears real quick of frustration tears, it's just like it's overboard. And it's like this organization has always had a Draymond Green problem. And I think the problem with this is not Draymond. It's the organization one. But Draymond has always had this chip on his shoulder. He's like, yo, this is what got me here. This is how I'm going to be. This, that, and the third. But at some point, no matter what, once you get older, you got to realize, yo, the way I was has to change somehow. It might have got me where I am. But everybody who's got successful has changed. And that's why their friends sit there and try to be like, oh, you change. Yeah, of course I changed because I can't be the same and elevate to a higher level. You've been who you are. You made it to the highest level. Y'all won on the back of Steph even after all of that. Steph was the one who led y'all. Yes, you were still one of the fantastic defender players, but you were still lacking. And we've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
But Steph still pushed you over the edge. And you think to a point where you like, yo, we are fighting for a playing spot. Not even a championship right now. Just to get into the playoffs. And you telling me you couldn't control yourself for 5 minutes?
It's tough.
5 game minutes. This is under 5 minutes. Under 4 minutes to be exact.
Yeah, it was like 4
minutes and 36 seconds.
Yeah. Stuff.
And you couldn't do that? Even with Steph sitting right next to you, like, yo, relax, bro. You couldn't look at this light-skinned motherfucker who made you millions, you expensive backpack ass motherfucker. You couldn't look at him and been like, yo, you know what? You might be right. No, you got one tech, and then you went even harder to get the second tech, like you was playing against Gobert or something.
Yeah, that's tough.
Like, we know. I
don't get it because
you know I like Draymond.
I know you do. It's tough because it's like you look at what the Warriors have right now. The Warriors don't have the same team constructed around them, so they need every available player with talent that they can utilize to go out there on the court and play 48 minutes. It can't be Steph every single night. It can't be. You're going to wear your star down. Steph is already 33, 34 years old. Like, I don't want to be
36. He's 36.
Is he?
Yeah.
Jeez, man. I mean, yeah, you got somebody that's up there in age, still playing at a high level, and you're asking him to essentially be LeBron. essentially put the whole franchise on his back because that's what he's had to do for the duration of his career. Go out there and play 48 minutes. It can't always be on Steph. Somebody else has to be able to step up. Somebody else has to be the leader. Somebody else has to be that driving force. Unfortunately and fortunately, is Draymond. Draymond is the secondary leader. He's the guy that makes their offense go. He's the guy that gets guys in position on defense. He's the guy that's their anchor, both offensively and defensively. He with him on offense, he allows Steph to operate without the ball in his hand, where he becomes even more deadly. And on defense, he gets guys into positions, and he is your focal point on defense. Regardless if you want to run a box in one, he's the one. If you want to run a 2-3, who's in the paint or who's roaming, who's the roamer? He's the free safety out there. He's the guy that's getting everybody in position and making plays on the ball and off the ball defensively. When you don't have that out there, and you're going to need it going into the playoffs, because right now you're going to have a tough job in the play-in, because you're more than likely going to see, you're going to see the Lakers first. Then out of that, you're going to see either the Suns or the Kings. All three of these teams could beat you on any given night. Let's say you get past them. Let's say you get past them. You have the 8 seed. You're going to see the Nuggets first round off rip. The way that the Nuggets are playing, they're playing like the best team in basketball, period, hands down. There's no team better than the Nuggets currently. They're going to sweep you. The way it's currently constructed, they're going to sweep you. Well, I probably bet my last dollar that the Nuggets will probably sweep anybody in the first round, but it's going to look worse against the Warriors because you're gonna have Steph running around trying to get 30 to 40 points a night, and he has nothing from his co-stars, especially if you have a Draymond that's probably going to get a tech or two within the first 2 games and probably get suspended with the third or fourth game. You're leaving your team short-handed. You're going to rely on Wiggs. Wiggs looked like himself 2 games out this entire season. You're going to rely on Clay. Clay has looked like himself 1 game out this entire season. Who else is out there to support him? Kuminga's still young, and he's not consistent. You got the other kid out there coming off the bench, maybe Moody, maybe any given night. Yeah, one of these supporting casts can maybe step into the role and do something. It's not going to happen consistently. You're a consistent star who's been giving it to you night in and night out is Steph. And who's his co-star? Who's the guy that gets the offense moving? Draymond. If you're not out there, Dre, this is the recipe for disaster. It's not going to happen. The way it's currently going, it's not going to happen. One and done. Unfortunately, I hate that for Steph.
Yeah, that's a whole fact. And Draymond, like the worst part is he understands how impactful he is to this team.
Yeah.
We got to think about it. The Warriors could have still three-peated even with Durant going down.
Yeah.
Right? Let's keep it a stack. Why? Because you still had a big 3 who was still in a great place as far as talent-wise, health-wise, all of that. It took a Klay Thompson going down for y'all to be like, damn, now this might actually be a fucking series that we might actually lose.
Yep.
You don't, like you said, they don't have this leeway to have any of this happen. What, you got Chris Paul? That's one of the other dudes. The other guy name you forgot was Pods that you can't, I know you can't pronounce that one. You got a problem with DiVincenzo. So Przemski's going to throw you off the roof. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you can't rely on any of these young guys 100% to be the guys. You got Trace Jackson. Like, come on. He's not going to have, he's not going to have Jokic in the chokehold.
Nope. Like, you can't depend on Looney to guard.
Looney, bad hips. Looney, like, come on. Like, come on. Draymond.
And the one disruptor that could be the X factor in a series against the Nuggets would be Dre. Getting under Jokic, and with his defense alone, he could get under Jokic's skin.
And the worst part about it right now is they already dealt with this Denver team early in the season, and guess what happened? Exactly. Draymond had no answers. He went on a pod afterward. I'll be listening to all these pods. He went on a pod afterward to say, I had no answer for him. And what you're gonna do? You're gonna look at this tape, see what type of answer you could get for him if y'all do even make it there.
Yep.
And you don't think Jokic is gonna be like, oh, let me just adjust this a little and have an answer for your answer. Come on. This is Jokic, one of the best players in the game.
If not the.
If not the.
Yeah. So yeah, it's tough, man.
Which
I feel for
probably
Steph.
transition.
I feel for Steph right now, man. But yeah, MVP race. I mean,
I got probably transition perfectly into this.
I got Jokic
the
number
best
one
player
right
in the world.
But I got a close tie behind him with Luka and no, I got Luka by himself. Luka by himself at 2. Who I see surging right now, Ant. I think you could put Ant in the top 5 right now. I still think that Shea is in a good position. He should be right there in the top 5. And I would say probably what's his face? Well, I always say what's his face? Kawhi. I got Kawhi in there as well. Kawhi has been consistent throughout this entire season. But the only thing that's the difference between everybody else, Kawhi just hasn't wowed you. Kawhi has just been quietly consistent. Yeah. But yeah, Jokic for sure. Jokic should be the clear front runner. This is Jokic's the lose, in my opinion. Like something drastic would have to happen for Jokic not to get it.
Yeah, nah, I feel you. I'm on the same thing. I kind of got the same thing. Of course, Jokic is Joker number 1.
Yeah,
that's
I got Luka right there. Luka's like,
and then I got
right there, right in the coattails.
In my place, I got I got Jokic and then Shea. I think we got the same top 3, right?
Yeah, I got Shea, Luka, and Joker.
Yeah. And then like that's just because honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't really put too much stock into the next ones because it's just like I think the top 3. You know what I mean? Like the top 3, everybody else is just like, come on, because we could throw, like you said, you could throw
they're interchangeable after the 3, I believe.
Yeah, like because like me, I still like, despite the Bucks trouble, like Giannis has still been fantastic this year.
Yeah, he's been good. I think that Brunson should get a nod. I think that he's definitely gonna get a vote somewhere in there.
Somebody gonna throw a vote in there, but you got Tatum. Like despite his,
you got Tatum. Tatum's gonna get a vote. Brown's gonna get a vote, and as the Robin, he's gonna get the vote.
You got Kevin Durant. His numbers is crazy.
You got KD. You got Steph. Steph is still viable to be in the top 10 of voting.
I don't know about that.
You got Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler still has a chance to be in the top 10 of voting. I'm just saying, as far as, because everybody's gonna get at least one vote out of the top 10.
Yeah,
but I mean, if we're talking about like first place votes, I think that it's just them 3. It's just Luka, Joker, and Shea. That's it. And those are the tops. I haven't seen anybody this season play better than them 3 other than Embiid, and Embiid has been out.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Embiid. That's how real it is. We ain't talk about that enough. Embiid, you are really a difference maker.
He is.
Philly went from a top 3 team in the East
to in the play-in, and
to a play-in team.
I said it. As soon as he went down, I said that they're going to be in the play-in.
A play-in team, bro.
I called it, man.
Like that is crazy.
He was top 2 in the league. Top 2. It was him and Joker, and it's been that way for the past 2 seasons now. It was just him and Joker by themselves, top of the league.
It's been like 2-3 seasons.
Well, I was you could say that about 2-3 seasons.
Because like
Joker had back-to-back MVPs, then Embiid, and now this year. Embiid. So you could say the last 3 seasons it's been them 2.
Going crazy. And it's just like It's just the
And
fact that team fell off so crazy.
yeah, I mean, you have your leading scorer. First of all, Embiid was the top
He was
scorer in
the
the
leading
league.
scorer. He was the
Yeah,
leading defender.
yeah. So I
Like,
mean, you lose your best player, you lose one of the best players in the world to a crazy
and
injury.
hey, let's put that effect up there. Because this is kind of similar to what happened with Steph, man. Because I want y'all to know the impact that certain players have on teams. Once you lose the core of the team, and I know the team is built around them, this is just what happens. Like, because even when Steph broke his hand, they already had Clay out. Steph broke his hand, and people were sitting here trying to shade Draymond. Like, what do you want him to
Yeah,
do?
what do you want him to do? He was never a scorer. He's your best defender, and he gets guys.
Like,
He
are
gets
we
guys
out
going
here?
offensively.
Are we out here shading Maxey at all? Have we had the discourse of Maxey at all?
No, there hasn't been any. Oh, Maxey should be doing this. Maxey should be
Maxey should
carrying the
be doing
team.
that. He
No.
lost in his best player. Y'all gotta cut people some slack.
Yep.
Y'all didn't do it for Draymond, and I don't see y'all doing anything to Maxey. He's had a great season. He had a great season when Embiid was out there. Once Embiid left, he probably had 1 or 2 games that you like, oh damn, all right, Maxey.
Yeah, he went off. I think he went off the game right after.
He had like
he
that
got
50-point game. Yeah.
And then like 2 weeks later, he had like a 40-point game, and then that was it. I mean,
Like,
once we know we can lock in on you, and there's nobody else that's gonna take the attention off of you, and your supporting cast sucks because Tobias Harris is just a walking trash bin. I mean,
glad bag.
choose Tobias over me? Over me?
So it's like, it's crazy.
Yeah, but speaking about the Wolves, we got the MVP out the way. I think that it's Joker's.
That's the major one
to go away with. You want to talk about comeback player of the year? I would that one's tough. I mean, you have Giannis. Giannis, kind of. When did Giannis go down? Giannis, he wasn't down that long during the playoffs. That's when he went down.
We not giving no comeback to no motherfucking Giannis.
So who would you give the comeback player to?
Like, I don't know. I don't even know if we do this award. Like, but not Giannis. Like, why would you give it to Giannis? Giannis is
who I would give it to?
MVP.
I would give it to PG or Kawhi. Comeback player of the year. Both of them was out extensively last year. I mean, how many games did Kawhi even play last year? 10? 15? I mean, he was out longer than Paul. So I would if I was giving the comeback player of the year award to anybody, it would probably be one of them.
Combination of I don't know if they even do that, but I can see what you're saying.
Who would you give the 6th man to right now?
6 man?
Like who will?
Ooh, 6 man. Who's even a candidate? Because you got people like Tim Hardaway on a bench.
Yeah, you got
what
about White?
White starts. You know who's always gonna get my vote, bro? And it's always gonna be the most odd person.
Dante?
Nah. My boy Nas Reed. The fuck is you talking about? I'll always go for the underdog. My boy Nas Reed coming off the bench shooting like 50, man.
I'll give you one as well. What's his face on the Suns? What's his name?
Gordon?
No, not
That's
Gordon.
The only guy he ain't coming off the bench anymore.
Who?
If you say Grayson Allen starts.
Yeah, Grayson Allen. Oh, he's starting? See, look at that. I watched like maybe 5 or 6 Suns games.
Yeah, Grayson Allen starts. But I know some of the people who's in there. You got Malik Monk.
You got Grady.
You got Nas Reed. No, not Grady Dick. Grady Dick ain't. You got Nas Reed. You got Norman Powell, who's up for it, who has played fantastic too. Yeah, Bobby Portis.
He's been. Bobby is
the one who kind of moves.
That's the name. That's a very intriguing name because he's been very highly consistent off the bench.
Yeah, you also got Karis LeVert.
Mm-hmm.
Boban Bogdanovic off Atlanta. Then you also got Tim Hardaway. Tim Hardaway is tough too, bro.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I like Nas Reed. I like that. I like that one, but I like Bobby Portis a little bit more, and I like Bogdanovich.
Yeah, but I think the one, like you said, the person who probably leading right now, I'm gonna give it to him. I ain't gonna lie, is Malik Monk. He plays for a fantastic team. And then the thing about it is he has moments these years with these fucking dunks, bro.
Yeah.
And that the excitement is something that truly brings it to you. But in my
Mhm.
mind, I'm still gonna stick with my boy Nas Reed.
I'm
Cause
not mad at that one.
I ain't gonna lie, Nas for president, man.
Defensive player of the year.
Depot, come on, man. Mine's is gonna be the most controversial. Cause I'm going with Wemby. What is we talking about? Y'all gonna hate it. Y'all gonna hate it.
I don't know if I get it. The numbers certainly back it up. I mean, as far as blocks and rebounds and stuff like that, but that one's tough. That's very tough. But man, that's tough. That's tough.
I'm saying like the top candidates is Rudy, Wemby, Jared Allen, Bam, and Anthony Davis. All big men this year, which I hated because my boy and Pelicans, damn, why is his name escaping me? Herb Jones going crazy.
Nah,
my boy out there. Who?
I'm giving it to Ant. I'm gonna stick with my guards, man. I'm gonna ride for my shooting guard, man.
Ooh,
Edwards.
Like Anthony Davis?
No, wait, Anthony Davis is in it? No, man. I'm not going for no big man.
Anthony Davis
I'm tired of this big man should get the defensive player of the year because they get rebounds and they have the most blocks. No, man. Who leads the leagues in steals and on ball presence, and who's the one going against the best guard or the best
person
forward?
leading it?
I want
the worst
them.
part is the person leading the steals is like Shea. I think Shea is actually leading.
Is he? Then I didn't give it to Shea. I want Shea to get MVP and Depot.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Yeah, Shea is leading.
Yeah, give it to Shea. That's all I want to have.
Hey, MVP and Depot. It's been a while,
man.
You know why people hate it? Because like you said with me, I'm like, yo, Wemby is averaging 3 blocks and a steal a game. And what do you want him to do about the rest of the
where he had over 5 blocks?
Bro, what do you want him to do about the rest of the team? Do you want him just to be like, you know what, guys? Here's some Wembanyama's secret stuff. Like, no, like, what do you want? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I mean, I'm not mad at it, but if we're gonna make that argument, we have to make that argument for like MVP and stuff like that too. I mean, that argument could go either which way. I'm saying as far as
who else would you throw an MVP for that? No matter what the team go on.
Who else would you throw an MVP for that? Fantastic and is better than everything that's going around him. Like a losing
nobody else is doing that. Nobody.
I get it. Embiid was, and he was scoring doing it. And he was leading the league in scoring.
All right,
leading the league in rebounds.
He's the only one.
At one point, he was averaging more blocks than Wemby. Wemby just kind of sprouted and took over.
He's the only, because you know why? Because they finally put Wemby at center, so that's why he sprouted took off. And B been at center the entire time. But the thing about it, I lost track.
Depot, bro. Depot.
I don't know. Depot. I still don't remember what I was saying, but the thing about Wemby,
you can make the argument with everybody else as far as MVP.
Oh yeah, the only person you could do it is Embiid. You can't do it with anybody else. The only person is Embiid. Probably 5 years ago, Giannis.
Yeah, you can make the argument for Giannis too.
But
I think the year that Giannis won MVP, he should have won Depot as well.
Wemby is about to be 5 years from now in the argument for MVP and Depot.
Nah, that's a fact.
And you telling me
believe-
right now because of his team?
No, I'm not saying because of his team. I'm saying
No, that's
saying
what
the
I'm saying.
argument-
That's what a lot of
Yeah,
people
that's what
is
I'm saying. The
saying.
argument
A
could be
lot of
made
people are
because
like,
of
yo,
the
the
team.
team, their
Yeah.
team's defense is trash. It's just like, okay, but when he's on the court, their team's defense is the best.
Yeah. No, I
They're
agree.
top 3 when
I
he's on
agree.
the court. Once he gets off the court, it's just like, oh yeah, we just 2 degrees in
And
their
you can make
face.
that argument also with Ant. The reason why Ant is so good defensively is because he has 2 anchors behind him in the front court. So I mean, you can make that argument as well. So I mean,
But you
I'm
can
not
make that
knocking
for
it.
that's
But
the thing. You can make that for Gobert. Gobert is leading.
no,
He's
that's what I'm saying.
consensus number 1 right now.
And
they
I
got
don't think
Ant.
that he should be
They
number
got
1.
not
I
Van.
think that
What's
he's
the other
only
dude? I
number
was about
1
to
because
call him.
of the position that they're in, their record, and because he leads the league in rebounds. Other than that, I don't think that he should be number 1. I think that if we're going off of those metrics, if we're going off of biometrics and we're looking at the eye test, Wemby would be clear cut number 1 only because of what he does while he's on the court and his stats to prove it. And then I would look at the guards. I think that guards have a tougher time guarding who's in front of them
Mhm.
than the guys in the front court. I mean, call me crazy, but the guys in the front court have a little bit easier time guarding as long as they don't have to come out to the perimeter and help with switches and pick and rolls. Gobert, for all his good inside the paint, he's put him in a pick and roll situation. You're winning that every single time.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's not, it's just like we always sit here and talk about putting him in a pick and roll situation, which sucks for him because we only got that narrative because he was playing in Utah and he was getting cooked in that situation. The reason why he was the reason why he was getting cooked in those situations because he had nobody on the perimeter.
Well,
nobody
on the perimeter.
This year, how many times? That's what I'm saying. How many times have you really seen him truly getting cooked since he's been in Minnesota?
Other than when it's Steph, other than Steph,
in Minnesota.
But I would probably say Shea. Anytime they play OKC, he gets cooked off of Shea on a pick and roll. But I think it's guards that excel at not going downhill. Like Shea is good going downhill. He's good at getting to the basket, but he's a better playmaker on the perimeter, same as Steph. So I think that when it comes to those type of guards, yeah, he has trouble within the pick and roll situation.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, what I'm saying is like, there's nothing that's truly like you be like, damn, he's getting cooked so bad that we have to get him off the floor.
All right. I understand what you're saying. No. There's as far as him being in Minnesota, there hasn't been a situation like that. No,
it's not.
But it's also because of the parts and what's built around.
That's what I was gonna say. You have guards who's competent with guarding out there. So like, even though, yeah, of course, his weakness is everybody has a weakness at doing something,
right?
But you got to minimize it, and that's the thing. His defense looks even better because he does have those guards around him. And I think it's fantastic for him, and it works for him. You know what I mean? It works for that team. It makes him look even better and got him number 1 in there. But we got to give a shout out to the guards. One of the guards I want to give a shout out to, he's never going to be mentioned in none of this as Depot because he's a guard. I already shouted out Herb Jones, but my boy Jalen Suggs out there in Orlando, he is giving people fits. He is the new Marcus Smart of this new era.
I was gonna say Suggs before I said Ant Edwards. I like Suggs. I think that he's probably one of the best defensive guards in the league currently, right now. Like, it's bar none. I think that his combination of using his smarts and using his body, catching angles, coming off of knowing when to hedge, when to he's really good.
The thing that I like about him too is that he doesn't gamble too much. He'll get his steals, but he's not one of those you see who gambles so much you be looking at the game, you like, damn, this guy, I love him, but I hate him at times. He's not one of those defenders. He's one of those defenders that you just like all the time.
Yeah, he's sound. He's very technical.
Yeah.
When
So
he gambles, 9 times out of 10, if he gambles, he's making the right play. Like defensively, he's making the right play defensively when he gambles. But you need guys like that. Those are the guys, the guards, because when you have somebody like Suggs that could probably guard 1 through 3, I mean, he's interchangeable. He understands leverages especially when it comes to the pick and roll. He understands how to hedge, when not to, when to play the lane, when, you know what I'm saying. So he's very smart defensively, IQ wise. But I like Suggs a lot. But I like Shea too. I think Shea also, he gets a lot of his steals and a lot. It's him playing it's his length and him playing the lanes.
Yeah, he's smart. I mean,
that's what he does. Smart. He's a very smart player. Yeah. What did Doc Rivers say? I knew that he was.
He said, "I knew he was going to be a star." Try to pair him up, but they said, "Get him out of here."
So
get him out of here. Sure, buddy.
Yeah,
sure.
Right? Yeah, all right, LeBron.
But yeah,
take us out of here, bro.
Oh yeah. You already know the vibes, man. Like, share, sub on all the above. Your boys is signing out. Go tell everyone about us. Everyone. Oh yeah. And before we get out of here, man, shout out to the men Thompson, man. Y'all out there, rookie defensive player of the years, man. What is you talking about? Oh, and Wemby rookie of the year. Let's get it. With Chet, man. Cold rookie, baby.